Hello, this is Vulturefire, and it's time to find out if the dream can live. So, we need to beat... So, the big challenge that we have to beat is this Bay later. And I think if we can get there, we have a decent shot. So the question is, what stops us from getting there? And I think or let me rephrase. We have kind of two problems here. First is, how do we get to Bay later alive? The second question is, how do we survive Bay later once we get there? So the Void Hardened skins will help a lot if we can survive the first couple turns. But we don't get them for a couple turns, and that is not great. This saves us turn 1 though. And then if we can pick up an evasion card from here, that could save us on another turn. This fight, I think, is a little risky. There's a lot of incoming damage on that fight. And especially without the ability to see it, I think we would rather take this fight. This fight also potentially has incoming damage. So, the advantage here, so if we go left, we can take these two fights, which are probably easier than either of these fights. And then we can go event, and potentially pick up a hidden card here. However, we will have to fight one of these two, and both of them can be very unfriendly, especially with the shock active. But I think this fight with endurance is going to be easier than this fight with cruelty. The other question is, would I take another Void Hardened skin? Devour Strike has kind of been our main card. That's how we win, which means that delaying our draw into it hurts. But being able to... But stacking Fortress is also incredibly valuable. It's one of our best ways to counteract Bay later, if we can't get enough evasion. So I guess the left and the right paths here, though, are the same number of events total. Because we get 1 pre-mid boss event versus, and 3 post versus 2 and 2. So I think we're going to go left. This fight could be dangerous, but I think it's worth the risk. I guess we are only going to get 1 event if we go through here. The question is, do we actually care about the cleanse from this? Right now, our only cleanse is 1 copy of Arcane Silence. But this is Bay later and not Maw, so that may be okay. I kind of wish... Well, I wish that we could choose whether we could see this fight first. I wish that this fight was here so we could see like how badly it goes. But I generally find that, like, because I think it is going to be double Martial Elemental, and double Martial Elemental tends to be pretty okay. Even if it's like Martial Elemental plus Wisp, I think that's fine. So I think we're going to rest now for safety. This is not a run where we have a Devouring Strike? No, okay. I don't think we have any cuts that we super want to make. We're just going to gain a lot of energy for Artifact. Where are we at on items? We don't have an armor. We can easily replace that weapon. This can probably go. It's useful into Cruelty, but we do already have another +2 status decay. Alright. Enough talk. How about you? Yeah, this fight absolutely can be a threat. But okay, it's actually works out amazingly, and we may as well play that. It's not enough freeze, but chance we can freeze this turn. Could if we get another one. All right. Kerthump, kerthump. I think this is our play here. Sure. And we can freeze here if we want to. that everyone. Should have done that first. Yeah, these triple enemy fights are very good when we lock into freezing concoctions, because we do get a lot of stat of whatever applied. I don't love losing. I guess we were only keeping, effectively lost 10 shield there, so could have been a lot worse. We still have not found Devourer's Strike, which is unfortunate, but we've done a very good job of keeping enemy buffs under control, so it's way better than it could have been. So the question is, do we pitch this Voidquake here? Because we don't have any powerful to go with it. So I think we don't. I think we just pitch those two. And stacking more sturdy is good. We definitely want to save at least one rest for before Baelator, so that we can potentially re-roll our RNG. So there's Devourer's Strike. Question is, do I think I want to copy the Voidquake, probably. So that is guaranteed to draw us into Devourers again. So the question is, do we... I think we do Devour again. Does put us down on health, but I think this fight will last long enough for us to draw back around. Lamau. And here I transformed that chill, thinking we weren't going to be able to get more. More fool me. And then we're going to do this, which will solve all of our incoming damage problems by giving us Fortress. And also, we're going to be able to play the second Voidquake, which will effectively negate the Pack Tactics. Because Pack Tactics is per enemy. And there is now only one enemy left alive. Oh, I can actually do this, I guess, to heal back to full. I should have kept the Infuse, so I could use this plus Infuse to just to hit. That'll get us full. Now I just need to find a way to actually end the fight. That'll do it. Oh, this will also do it. There we go. So that went very well. Although a lot of that was that we got incredibly lucky on frozen concoctions early in the fight. Let's see what this is, because we only get the one choice anyway. That's not worth it. That is what we're looking for. It is also a weak source, which is nice, in addition to being a hidden source. Yeah, just wait and observe. Do we take the item here is the question? It's 20 shock. I don't think that's worth it, but I think, yeah, I think I'd rather have the plated buff. So we already have a hidden. Do I care about the cards that get it out from this? Let's see. There's the one that applies mark and a bunch of debuffs. I don't think is good for us because we don't have enough cleanse. The one that draws and gives opportunist 1 is fine, because there won't be any other sources of opportunist. And then, well, the one that gives us hidden, and then there's the one that gives everyone hidden, but it also will give us evasion. That seems okay. And then also we would have the chance of getting, I would take a Purging Waters, I think. Although it does drop us out of hidden. Or we can just not take a fight. We're just not going to take a fight. Ooh. Do we need the Purifying Shard enough that it's worth fighting over? This fight, if we take it, has just such a high chance of just demolishing us, is the problem. And Purifying Shard I don't know that we're going to need, so. Oh, I want to do that. Oh, I'm messing up my sequencing here. Not super punished. Until I didn't get Sextant, which would have been the punish. And then we get double damage detonations there. And we get to cleanse off both of them, so they're not doing too much damage. Especially through the plated. Opportunist on the enemies is annoying but manageable. Let's freeze that one. Okay, yep, because then we get the kill. Now we only have one enemy left. Shouldn't bother getting the stuff out that the fortress out that turn. I was just thinking like we don't have anything we need to discard, so we may as well, but so we do still have the opportunist to deal with here. But we have all this evasion right now, so that's not actually that big of a deal. And it'll pull it out of hidden. Let's do that. Let's make sure that we end at full health. Because that's going to kill. Very happy with how clean these first two fights have been. Yeah, that's not what we want. Do we spin the reroll here? We get another one here. We don't really care about the cards from that. Yeah, both these are very good. I think card draw is kind of an issue for us a little bit. And Opportunist is not going to be a problem in any other fight. So this is just, if we play this as our last draw, we're good. Well, question is like, how bad is it if it draws us into... So we're taking one of these two. Would I rather have this or this? I think this one. I think the other one, there's too high a chance that we end up either, because we were planning to run a bunch of the wills, or end up with a bunch of the wills. Do that so that if we trip, we're not actually going to trip Opportunist here though. Probably should have frozen this one out, but I'll pop that powerful. I still think we want to save until we can Devourer Strike. We just get so much powerful out of Devourer Strike. So getting a double void breakout is very good. We don't have any opportunities to deal with. That seems unnecessary. We can freeze you. We really want to freeze you next turn. Let me think. This extra hand size is very nice. Can't get tons of vulnerable from these anyway. I think I'm kind of seeing if I can draw into... Oh, we just do that. Just do that 3 times. So we're going to end with that, I think. We're going to detonate you. We want to get that powerful gone. And if we do this, we'll get rid of the tough. So we're going to do that first. Have like a base 5% crit chance or something. So we didn't quite get the kill there, but we got a lot of crystallized out, which is reasonable. I'm still going to transform that. can Devourer Strike again, which is pretty fun. Upgrade that. And we get guaranteed evasion here. Might just transform the sharpening stone. So that's definitely coming out this turn. I think we're going to go for the transform next turn. The shell transform, I mean. There's really no point in doing that, because it loses all of its curse when it transforms anyway. So that's going to be now, yeah, plus 7 mana, that's very good. Net plus 5 when you consider whatever. As opposed to it was plus, no, so we effectively broke even there. So we got 2 more mana than we would have an upgrade, but anyway. Figuring out how I want to sequence this, because obviously I want to get, so now we do this, which means we can freeze and then arcane detonate. So we only have to deal with the 1 frenzy. Just kidding. We don't have to deal with frenzy at all this turn. We don't deal with frenzy at all. There we go. Back to full. Kind of want another payoff for the powerful. That's not it. Rummage is okay. Resolute Focus is also okay. Do we need another mana card? I think we're doing okay on mana. I think the Rummage is a little better, but we probably got the Rummage. That's not bad. Here. So this fight would be more of a problem, except we have Void Quake, so. Also, this ends up being a pretty spectacular opening hand overall, because we get to freeze out the double summon, we get to cleanse off the curse from Special Focus. That's pretty rude. But that helps. Just copy that. I don't think so. But maybe. Eh. Can we do Fist the Ectoplasm? Avoid Hardened Skin. Play 1 of them now, so that we can reduce some of this arcane that's incoming, although not enough, unfortunately. Right. I like upgrading that, just so that we get the extra sturdy. That out to start. Yeah, I do definitely kind of wish I could get Devourer Strike out consistently more early, but I think these are both going to be very important against Bay later, so. Okay. Upgrade that, because that makes it considerably more mana. debating if I want to use a Void Hardened skin here. I think I probably do. Pitch, and I don't want to discard that, actually. Because I want to get powerful. Maybe I should just pitch all of those. Because I want to turn this into a haste as well. So we can get guaranteed crits off of this. What else can we draw into? Okay. And this actually works out pretty nicely because we're guaranteed to draw this Focus Plus. Kind of voice for the shock, but so the infuse is the only upgrade here. I think I do that. The plan is transform one of the tools I get out of this. I don't know why I put more whatchamacallit on that one, because obviously we don't really need it. Can also transform that at this point. I mean, maybe we can actually cut the hobble. Do that while we have no mana. Just because at this point, with the 2 Dead of Nights, I don't know that we need the hobble. Although getting weak on Baelator turn 1 is pretty important. So, although this makes it less important that it happens turn 1, so, you know, there are factors at play. Lose some more health, but yeah, it's not worth playing these out. Right. Pretty happy with splitting that fortress out. Should just pitch that. Just discard Void Hardened Skin at this point. Oh, whoops. Charity, of course. That's what I get for ever not paying attention. Get to that. It's a little awkward. Guess we go ahead and boom that just so we can get more curse on it. Also, because like we don't really care about this yet. That's rude. Because that makes the Void Quake untenable right now. But just deny them the turn. Although this isn't enough to get rid of all of the whatever. And then okay, yeah, we do have. I was like, we should have wills coming up, right? And the answer is yes. More powerful for us, which makes the Void Quake even better. I guess I'm kind of glad I waited just because, like, we're going to be getting wills anyway. Although, do I want to play this before I shuffle? The answer is probably yes. $52 shock. Just a completely reasonable amount of stuff that we've got going on here. That's lethal, I think. Yep. Could just take another one of these, but it's much, much weaker until we can... Well, but it draws us into the evasion strike. This being guaranteed to draw us into evasion is actually incredibly good. I think it's better than rerolling, hoping to find the silence. Especially because it's a zero cost thing. Probably going to cut the rummage. Either that or the improvise. I think probably the rummage. It's either that or we upgrade the rummage. Rummage plus is very good. I think we upgrade the rummage and we cut the hobble. I think final answer. Yeah. And then we're definitely going to this fight over that one. We definitely don't have the cleanse to support that fight, or to support this fight. We're not spending up a rest. We're not spending rest here. We could also cut the improvise. I don't know that I want to. I think it's probably fine. Just get a Lucky Charm. The Lucky Charm doesn't do a ton for us, but... Okay, so starting Purity. Is that better than the Enchanted Stopwatch? I think so. It's going to help here. It'll preserve our buffs against the Arcane Detonation that this is going to do on turn 1. It helps there's no Idols active here. That makes this... Like, if this had Idols active, I would feel much more worried about this fight. But yeah, because, like, this means that we can use Instant Accelerator against this fight, which is probably going to be relevant. Wow. I just love giving us those, huh? Nice. We managed to actually avoid even detonating here. That's a very good turn 1. That was also a very good turn 1. And no reason to let you get any buffs up. No reason to play that. Right, there's our starting Purity going, but I think we made good value out of it. Just upgrade that. Start by drawing 2. I just don't think that's going to be relevant. We are unspeakably powerful. And you... Oh, we should have used the shocked there. I messed up. We would like to play that this turn. It's not the end of the world if we can't, though. But it looks like we can. Which means that now this was worth plus 8 mana, which is pretty good. Doing this, but the fatigue is going to be unreasonable on all of those. We only have 4 real powerful, but, I mean, it's not like it's going poorly. Maybe we can even safely shock ourselves here. Can go and do that, because we can. It will shock us, but, again, I don't think we care. We still have the Instant Accelerator as a backup if we need it. Oh, and this was going to shock us anyway, so... Oh, I should have played out that first, so we could have drawn it back. That horse has left the barn. We're already shocked, there's no point in trying to avoid getting... the purity is way less valuable at this point because we're already shocked, is the point. Alright. Yeah, like, everything has gone very well. Baylater is still a terrifying fight. If the first couple Baylater turns go poorly, we can still just absolutely get demolished, especially because, like, this is... We have dodged Cruelty for the entire area so far, I think. And Cruelty is absolutely the thing that is most likely to just demolish us. This is very good. That's also very good. But without an upgrade... I wasn't paying attention if we got an upgrade or not. I think Dark Focus is probably where I want to be. Is that better than the Bracers? Probably. Well, maybe not. We are going to have to deal with Vulnerable because of Cruelty. It's definitely not better than Blessed Helm, because that is a way to get a ton of shield out of Haste Bliss Will. Or even, that turns this into 30 shield, which is something I haven't really... Or 20 shield, which I hadn't really thought about, but is relevant. I assume we get a third Dead tonight. Give me a second. Temporarily disabling notifications so that I hopefully don't get any more blorps. Okay. That's actually the thing I was most hoping to see, because obviously that is how we get rid of all of that. But then also, I'm very happy to see the Freeze Concoction. This is not really the turn for that. Yeah, not having to deal with Hunt is obviously a huge, huge asset for us right now. I mean, I guess I can play that because it's 2 damage that's effectively free. Right, we get to dodge at least 4 of that curse. So I think one of my biggest worries going into this fight that's coming up is... Okay, that should have turned off blorps, but I guess it did not, which... I don't know why it didn't. Why it still blorped me. Sorry about that. Anyway, I guess we'll just have to deal with it. Break that, get my curse out, draw my cards. But a turn like this could be really bad against Melee, is the point. Or we just don't do much. But the thing that I'm most afraid of is the Arcane Leak turn. Because that could be absolutely brutal. Okay, that's very good. I don't think it's worth discarding whatever. So we have plenty of evasion here. You're also pretty cursed, but we don't directly take any damage. Yeah, see, this turn is the turn that I'm afraid of, where we just get so much Arcane Leak, and which means that due to our lack of cleanse, there's not much we can do without exploding. And every card we play applies a ton of, or every non-mana card we play applies a ton of whatever to us. I think we just have to eat this, and this is just going to be a rest that we have to eat. Yeah, that turn, that cruelty card is absurd in Area 3. Especially with followed up like that, and we just take 20 damage. Like, yeah, there was just nothing we could do there without taking even more damage, or potentially taking even more damage, depending on how things shook out. Okay. Do that. Okay. We at least get some evasions out of our hidden. It also, of course, didn't help that we bottom decked our hidden sources, so we weren't able to be hidden going into that turn, and we couldn't gain hidden on the turn that we had it, because either of those would have helped. Trying to think through how I want to do this. Because I want to get rid of the frail before I play that. Should have been paying more attention. I don't know if I gave it more health there. I think I do want to just get more haste as wills going, even if it does cost me that. That lets me get to full health. Oh, I should have just discarded that. Yeah, I might only be 10% on the whatever is nice. Gives me guaranteed crits, so that's lethal. And we don't have to transform, so we don't lose any health. This is the last fight, so we may as well reroll. We really need to be able to get into hidden, I think. Do we have any extra evade chance? No. Alright. 66%. I would like to have tough going in, but we have one more rest after this. Okay, tough going in is huge. I spend one rest here. May as well get the other buff if possible. Okay, that's useless. I think that's actually potentially worth it, because that means we have the ability to evade. If we're hidden, we can evade the direct arcane from cruelty. And we're going to save that one in case we need to re-roll our luck here. Okay, this is... I'm very happy to see this turn one. This was a very good turn one. So we have the guaranteed evades, and we have hidden. Okay, yeah. Alright, and we get to block one of those two curses incoming, which is pretty good use of the purity. I think it's still worth playing that. We don't need to play that right now. But we have a decent chance of drawing into mana. There's no point in freezing out right now, I think. So we're not going to, because we want to save that freeze until we need it. Well, now, 55% evade chance is very useful. Okay, so this is a good turn for this to show up, because we don't need to play a bunch of cards this turn. I think that was probably not worth it, but I am still going to play that. But unless that was exactly Cleansing Bomb, I wasn't going to use it. Let's see. So that wasn't the Arcane Detonation follow-up, which is nice. Alright, this turn. I don't really want to do that, but we may have to. Very rude. I'm sorry about all the warping. Let me see if I can just... Let's do this. Now the warping should stop. Okay. That helps. Means that we can now get Swift Strike out. Unfortunately, we shuffled all of whatever's back in. And then I think we don't need to... Alright, and now we are guaranteed if this comes up as... Nope. We're guaranteed to have an evasion up if we had to deal with that this turn, but we didn't. Alright, so that's now a lot better. Doop. This does... We take 2 damage from this hit, which is reasonable. We can deal with that. I think we copy this. I think we're going to do that. Just so that we can make sure we don't accidentally lose any recoverable here. Right, because we only have 15 recoverable, so yeah, that absolutely would have lost recoverable if I hadn't. Kind of hoping to actually find the other idle stone here. There we go. That's gone. And that's pretty nice. I would like to get back into Hidden, but I don't think I want to play that into whatever. Even with all the powerful we have. Well, no, yeah, I think not. So we now have a couple Haste's Wills. We still have the Instant Accelerator if we have a really bad turn. Which we probably will at some point. Pop and pop. Okay. Transform that. We can draw into more Haste's Wills at some point, which is nice. I do kind of need more mana. Trying to think there's a good way to get there. If we don't end Hidden, we could copy this. Because that gives us enough evasion. I guess we're playing that. Thinking through, I want to get that out. Okay, so we can do that. And then Dead of Night. And we don't need to freeze this turn, so we're going to keep saving that option. And we can even, we have to be getting up on apply. Okay, nope. Pretty big delay on the apply gain to self, which, you know, totally fine with me actually, because at this point we basically stabilized. So life is a lot easier. Yeah, we've definitely stabilized. We're at 14 fortress this turn. I don't really want to transform any of these, but I don't have to. That'll keep for next turn. Yeah, we've managed it. Had some very good luck this fight to have things go well. So I think there were three bad fights throughout the run, and one of them was like less a bad fight and more a single bad turn because we just got really unlucky. So that seems fine. That seems pretty questionable right now. So we will just transform it. Which actually get rid of the weak on me. Probably don't need that. Should have saved whatever. It honestly doesn't even matter if I end hidden here. Well, it doesn't matter a ton anyway. Let me just do this and keep stacking fortress. Yeah, sure. Can fix that. I do want to transform that though, so we're gonna fix those two. Now you're involved purity. There's the last void stone gone. Last idle stone rather. Got a decent amount of curse going even. All around, pretty good situation we find ourselves in. Here's that. Yeah, we didn't end up even needing to spin to freeze on this. Did we never have the arcane apply to us, or did I just forget? I must have just... Because we've gone through the whole deck, right? Wow. I kind of want to end at full health, so I'm just going to end turn here. There's the arcane itself. No, our buffs. Copy that. I think that's what I want to do. Man, we're going to get lethal on the turn with the fortress. Wanted to get a screenshot of that. And that is the win. That was a pretty convincing win, too. So, MVP is probably Devourer's Strike. It did so much heavy lifting for us. The other MVP was Idle the Hunt for not showing up in Area 3. And then, yeah, Devourer's Strike. And then the other one is, like, we actually did get a decent amount of safety from Swift Strike. And then, yeah, Quickplay obviously was our payoff for the Devourer's Strike. And then we got just a solid package all around, really. So yeah, and straight to level 5. So yeah, that was fun. I may or may not attempt this challenge on other characters, depending on how I'm feeling, but it feels good to have a win with one of them at least. I will see you next time. Oh, if any of you want to see me do this with other characters, absolutely leave a comment, and I will see what I can do. But, see you next time. Toodles.